Hello, friends, and welcome to another episode of where we will be going through the NMLS SAFE Mortgage Loan Officer Exam keynotes. Today's notes are very specific to the role as a MLO. Let's begin. The MLOs that work in the bank branches or credit union branches are not currently required to obtain a license. They are required to be registered and are not required to take pre-licensing or continuing education, nor are they required to take the national component of the uniform state test. This is a very frequent multiple choice question that's been asked. So if you are an MLO within the bank branches or a credit union, are you required to be licensed? You are required to be registered but not licensed. Let's move on. Asking an appraiser to review additional information is not a prohibited act. An MLO can ask an appraiser to review additional information or fix errors in an appraisal report. It is prohibited to bribe or threaten an appraiser to attempt to sway away the judgment. MLOs are not tax professionals and cannot give tax advice. If a borrower asks a tax related question, then the MLO should refer them to a tax professional. If an underwriter operates as an independent contractor, they are required to obtain an MLO license. MLOs are required to be licensed. An MLO is an individual who takes a loan application or offers or negotiates the terms of a residential mortgage loan. Uniform state content. The SAFE Act implemented the NMLS and standardized minimum requirements for licensure for MLOs over all 50 states. This would help increase the integrity of industry as a whole, enhance consumer protection, and reduce fraud by limiting who can and cannot be an MLO. It's prohibited under the SAFE Act for anyone who has had a license revoked under any government jurisdictions to obtain an MLO license again. The real estate purchase contract would not be provided by the MLO to the borrower. It should be provided by the real estate agent in the transaction. The only time an MLO should refuse to accept a loan is if there might be fraud occurring or red flags are going up. A mortgage loan originator or MLO is an individual who, for compensation or gain in the expectation of compensation or gain, takes a residential loan mortgage loan application or offers negotiates terms of a residential mortgage loan. Moving on to next. All MLOs must include their NMLS ID, the unique identifier on their advertisements. An MLO only has to take and pass the exam once unless they become unlicensed for 5 or more years. MLOs do have to take continuing education, pay yearly renewal fees, and maintain the same level of qualification at renewal as they did at initial licensure. All mortgage loan originators must be licensed unless they are exempt. If a person is taking applications or talking about terms and rates, then they are acting as an MLO and must be licensed. The sales comparison approach is the most common type of appraisal and will be the one an MLO will see most frequently. The appraiser will determine the value in a sale comparison approach by comparing the subject property, the borrower's house, to similar properties known as the comparable sales or comps or comparables. The MLO role, you need to have an 8 hours of continuous education no later than December 31st. The license expires each year on 12/31. The renewal period is between November 1st and December 31, and for each renewal there is a $330, and the license value is for 5 years. If you are looking for this note, it's available